I'm on fire, guys. Um, I had an exceptional time today with one of my group coaching programs, or with my members, and it just left me, hey Tyree darling, in a space of I don't even know how to explain what transpired today, but it made me want to talk about next level. So if you guys are into next level, tap the screen, put your name in the comments, perhaps. Let me know where you rocking out at. Hey babe, I'm actually, normally my normal scheduled broadcast is at 11:30 a.m. on Mondays and Wednesdays, but I gave my group coaching program an extra coaching call today outside of what they had invested in. And so it fell at the same time that I normally come on. Hey there. And then I'm just so glad that I did. Guys, just go above and beyond what's required. Can I tell you guys that some of your blessing is outside of just doing just enough. It's outside of just being mediocre, just doing average. That's where the blessing really, really is, guys. And many times we miss that because it looks like work, right? And we've gotten this thing in our mind about how next level is supposed to actually happen for us. You know, of course, most of us would like for next level to kind of just, pop up out of the air, but it will come when you decide, to operate on a different level. That's when next level actually comes to you. And I feel so blessed and so grateful, just for a decision that I made earlier this year to host a program that I didn't offer an opportunity for people to join, like just straight up online. Here's a link. I actually, either they came highly referred or I accepted them into the program. And I'm so, so glad that I did that, because most of the time, guys, when we have a product or service, especially if we're just starting, we normally just want as many people as possible to get it. It may be that you have booths to rent in your space, or whatever it is that you have opportunity for people to fill. Oftentimes as entrepreneurs in our very beginning stages, we just need butts and seats, right? We just need some coins. We just need something that we can play with now. But guys, when you get to a space where you have decided the type of clients that you want to serve, when you've decided how you are going to operate, that is when next level comes to you. And that's when you've moved from a space of scarcity thinking to a space of abundance, because you know that it's like 7 billion people in the world, and your perfect people have to be somewhere, right? You guys hear me? So there are people who are perfectly, divinely set for whatever it is that you have to offer, whether it's your space inside your salon, whether it's the products that you offer, whatever it is, there are perfect people for that. And when you get in a space of walking in a realm of abundance, Sharon, hey everybody, I'm going to say hello in just a moment, just flowing here. When you agree to align with that space, what you do is no longer going to feel like work. You are going to be pleasured to serve your perfect people. And those people will arrive in your business, in your life, in your space, in your environment, when you decide to operate at the highest version of yourself. So tonight we're talking about when does your next level begin? When does your next level begin? For those of you who are joining me, maybe some of you are coming on the replay. Hey, replay viewers, thank you. You guys could be anywhere else other than here with me. One of the things I'm really, really big on is valuing your time. Hey, Tracy, how are you? And so I come to bring you value. If I'm on, I want to bring you value. I want to bring you some meat, something you can eat off of and grow off of. and really thrive. And so that's what I intend to do this evening. I'm actually making up for my normal scheduled broadcast, which is usually 11:30 a.m. Hey, Kelly, 11:30 a.m. Mondays and Wednesdays. But I was with one of my group coaching programs today. I gave them a bonus. If you're just joining me, say hello in the comments. Let me know where you are connecting with me from. What space do you operate in the salon industry? Are you a hairstylist, salon owner? Do you own a salon suite? You know, what is it that, what role do you play? How do you serve the marketplace? Let me know in the comments. For those of you who've never been on a live broadcast with me before, I'm Tanya Wilson Cherry, beauty business consultant and certified life coach. I operate from a transformational space. So I teach on mindset, personal development, and business building. I've been a licensed cosmetologist for approximately 25 plus years and a former salon owner for 10 years. Hairstylist, awesome. So what I do is I help stylists get really clear on, you know, who they are in the industry. STL, theatrical wig designer, awesome. Oh, I love theatrical wig designer. I love that. Awesome. There's so much you can do with that. God has always just given me these like downloads and stuff, and I just think it's so cool, and I feel so blessed. But when I see certain people or their names or things like that, he just starts you know, just showing me things. But anyway, so I help hairstylists and salon owners really find their space in the marketplace. I help them really understand who they are as a brand, and from that space, they are able to attract their perfect people, where work doesn't feel like work, where they're clear on what it is that they're really supposed to do in the marketplace. I truly believe that all of our blessing is going to come from serving. Someone put serving in the comments. All of our blessing is going to come from serving. And so regardless of what position we may be in life, we may find ourselves serving, right? And whenever you feel uncomfortable about the serving that you're doing, it's probably a few things that aren't right about your situation. I'm going to talk about some of them on tonight when I talk about when does the next level begin, right? And so in your space of serving, yes, serving, Kelly, if you're feeling uncomfortable, then that means some of the stuff that I'm mentioning is probably missing from the process, because this is actually when your next level begins. I think I have 7 things that I'm going to share with you guys tonight. If y'all are into next level, put next level. Let me make sure I'm talking to the right people. So I had, before I get into it, I just got to share. So I had the most transformational time today inside my mastermind. So I gave them an added session outside of the sessions that they had invested with me. And man, I've been floating like ever since. Guys, there's something that's beyond what I would call powerful when you are amongst the right people. It's like fire, like literally like fire, guys, when you are amongst the right people. Timothy, Pamela, Yaisha, thank you all for joining. I appreciate you. Yes, next level. I'm just so glad on tonight that I decided to fully operate authentically in the space I feel God has for me, right? And that's as a kingdom entrepreneur, because I used to fight that thing as in you know, not fighting being a kingdom entrepreneur, but not fighting being a believer, but fighting expressing it in, you know, my coaching and my teaching and my classes. And so when I started out consulting online, I just kind of started, you know, just teaching strategies, you know, how to build your clientele and different things of that nature. And I just had this conversation with God, and I'm like, I'm uncomfortable. It doesn't feel like me. I don't feel like I'm giving enough of myself to the people that I'm serving. And so it wasn't until I decided that there was no way that I could serve my clients to the fullest without adding the fact that I'm a kingdom entrepreneur, some of God's principles, you know, being able to pray over my group before we start is like, it's beast mode for me. Like, different people get hyped about different things. That does it for me. And it shifts the atmosphere for the people that have an opportunity to work with me. One of my clients today said that, and it was powerful. She said, if you're a kingdom entrepreneur, there's always something missing when you go and get training or coaching from someone who's not a kingdom entrepreneur. There's like a piece missing for the believer when they go to take classes and courses, when that kingdom concept or principle is not added to it. And so I was so blessed, because that was a huge decision for me. I just decided that even if I built my business slower, I would add those principles and concepts to, you know, what it is that I was doing, right? And one of the things I learned is what may look like slower is actually stronger, right? Like the foundation of what, you know, God clearly showed me for my business it's major. It's so major. I get goosebumps. Like, y'all don't even know what went down today. It was like just powerful. I am so blessed. Hey, Blondie, how are you, dear? To really have an opportunity to teach some powerhouse women, some really amazing ladies who have, man, I just cannot even imagine. One thing I do know is in 12 months, there are going to be some women whose lives and businesses are going to be barely recognizable. Like barely, they're so powerful. And, you know, I'm just so pleased to have the opportunity to speak into their lives, to coach them, and to, you know, even be in their presence, because I think they're really amazing. And so I'm going to talk about, when does your next level begin? First of all, you have to make a decision. Next level, your next level is going to begin when you make a decision. I see so many people talk about what it is that they desire for their life, their business, their career. But I know when someone has completely and fully made a decision to align with what it is that they're saying. So one of the things I did, like a little PowerPoint as I introduced my clients today to what we would be going over. I told them that one of the main things that was important for me, for them, was that they were in alignment, right, with what they say, what they think, and what they do. Their words, their thoughts, and their implementation all needed to be in alignment. So oftentimes I hear people talk about, you know, and I want to do this in my business, and I'm going to do that in my business, and this is what I really desire. But it's not until you make a fully committed decision that this is what I am going to do. Did you guys hear me say I am? So whatever it is you're putting behind I am, that is what you become. That is what you manifest, right? That is what you're bringing into your space. So if you're saying I am sick, I am in lack, I am broke, I am tired, right? I am frustrated, then that's what you are. Lord have mercy. I haven't even gotten to, I'm still on number 1. Make a decision, right? And then you have to be completely and fully in alignment with the decision that you made. What does that look like, Tanya? So what that looks like is, when adversity comes, I'm gonna write some stuff in my book so that you guys can see the type of adversity I've had to overcome and still keep rocking and rolling. But the main reason is because I made a decision. I made a decision about all the things, Keys to Paradise. Guys, if you guys are getting value from the broadcast and we're only on number 1, share. Hit the share button and allow someone else to hear the message as well. I'd appreciate it. And if you are gaining value throughout the broadcast, tap the screen for hearts or likes. Show your girl a little love. Let me know it's encouraging you. Let me know that I'm speaking your language. And I say that, I guess rhetorically, because I do know that I'm speaking your language. God has me in a space where I am attracting my perfect people. And He is divinely giving me downloads for what they need to hear in season, right? And so I'm fully aligned and fully aware of what's transpiring for those of you who are on the broadcast, and what will continue to transpire for you as we, politic this evening. Hey, Miss Judy, how are you? Let me speak to some people. Hey, Brooke, darling. Karma, hey, girl. Timothy, Angela, Sojo, Tracy, Sharon, Angela, Sheila. Let me see if I've missed anyone. Kelly and Pam over here rocking with me on the other side. I see all those hearts, Periscope. I see you showing me love. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So, number one, when does your next level begin? When you make a decision. And when you fully made a decision, when adversity comes, it does not stop you. Right? It may put a little, it may slow your step up just a little bit, but it does not stop you. Right? It may cause you to step back just for a second. Keys to Paradise, thank you for sharing the broadcast. I appreciate that. But when you've made a decision, adversity does not stop you. Right? Because what it does is it makes you find another way. When you've made a decision, then you find another way. If something transpired, didn't work, didn't go as you felt it would, you find another way. When you've made a decision, this is when your next level, this is when you know that your next level has begun. When adversity comes and you decide, I'm not going out like that. I'm still aligned, right? My feet are planted on what it is that I know I deserve and desire for my life and my business. Number two, when does your next level begin? When you answer that call, that thing on the inside of you, right? To stretch and do what you truly, truly desire. So many of you have dreams and desires, and that thing just continues to pull on you over and over and over again, right? And every time you step away from doing it, it pulls you right back to the same thoughts and desires that you once had before. This is when next level begins, is when you answer that thing that's on the inside of you. That's when next level begins. Because until you do, you're going to continue to feel unfulfilled. Shanita, how are you, dear? You're going to continue to feel frustrated in your pursuit. When you have, when you've made a decision and when your next level has begun. Hey, Shia, darling, how are you? Dupree, how are you, dear? When you've made a real decision and you answer that thing on the inside, because it's going to start pulling you. And one of the things about next level is there's always another one. Somebody tapped the daggone screen. Look, there's always another one. And it's you going to each of those next levels is not about greed at all. There's a place and a space and a time when your next level really has begun, right? That next level is really about becoming more. It's like going to my next level, I'm going to become more. I get to experience a new version of myself. It becomes fun. Lord have mercy. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. So when your next level begins, when you answer that thing on the inside that's calling you to stretch, when it's calling you to come out of normalcy, out of mediocrity, right? Because it's always calling us to become more. It's always calling us to stop procrastinating, right? To stop putting things off, to operate at the highest version of ourselves, to stop dumbing down. It's always calling us to do that, right? And when you answer that, that's when next level begins. Number 3, next level begins when you decide to fully operate at the highest level of yourself. So a lot of times we don't want to operate at the highest level of ourselves because we feel we're going to offend some people. Have any of you ever felt like that? Lakeisha, hey girl, hey, how are you? Anybody ever felt like that? Like if I really share what I know, if I really share my truths, right? If I really go deep, I'm going to offend somebody. Lord have mercy. Anybody ever dumbed down before? Like, nah, I'm not going to say that, right? But if it's your truth, Keys to Paradise says me, right? If it's your truth and you continue to smother it, you continue to smother your genius and your greatness, it's just going to keep calling you. It's just going to keep pulling on you and calling you to operate at the highest version of yourself. You're going to be frustrated with people. Lord have mercy. Y'all don't hear me. Listen, so I was sharing with you guys earlier that something shifted inside my coaching program this evening. I felt it. I felt it in the atmosphere. I felt it with every, exceptional lady who was on the call. And I'm like, God, if this is just the introduction, I'm talking about like tears. It was going down like that because people were in a space of awareness and acceptance. One of my prayers was to create a space for people to expand comfortably, right? And, God has really done that. Jacqueline, how are you, dear? He's really, really done that. I'm going to come back and read comments. So I said, number 3, when you decide to operate at the highest version of yourself, that's when your next level is going to begin. And so you have to ask yourself, hey, cousin, hey, Nita, what does operating at the next level of myself look like? What does that really look like? Right? And it's like operating with a spirit of excellence. It's not hustling. Guys, it's far from hustling. Right? Because hustling doesn't make you rich, it makes you tired. It makes you tired. So operating at the highest version of yourself, what that does actually is it eliminates the unnecessary. Because there's but so much that we can do at one time with a spirit of excellence. You guys get that? And so if you decide that everything I put my hands to, I'm going to do it with a spirit of excellence, you're not going to be able to do but so much. Right? And so what happens is you begin to really fully operate in your area of gifting. You begin to gain dominion, which is what God has called us to do. Lord have mercy. Yeah, I done felt the shift. Now it's just like, I can't even explain what transpired. Something real big is happening. And I'm just grateful. I'm just really, really grateful. I feel blessed, like beyond measure, to be able to pour into the lives of people who are already exceptional, already amazing, like some powerhouse. That atmosphere is on beast mode. You guys don't understand. When does your next level begin? When you are intentional about getting in a new environment that actually has the capacity to support you. Lord have mercy. A lot of y'all need a new environment. A lot of you need, somebody put new environment in the comments. Next level begins when you are intentional about getting in a new environment that actually has the capacity to support you. Many of you are champions. Y'all don't hear me. Many of you are champions, right? But you will continue to operate at a low level if you don't intentionally connect with an environment that can support your greatness. Everything else will smother. Everything else will smother what's on the inside of you. It'll be a fight. It'll be a tug and pull. When you're in the right environment, there's no tugging or pulling. It's just this natural stretch. It's just a natural stretch. I'm telling you guys, it feels different. It's completely different when you're in the right community, in the right environment, you have the right accountability. It's just something completely different about that space, right? It allows room for your gift to expand. So your next level will begin when you are intentional about getting in a new environment that actually has the capacity to support you, because there are a lot of environments that do not have the capacity to support what you're carrying on the inside. Oh, gosh. There are a lot of environments that don't even have the capacity to see, not just support, but to see what you're carrying on the inside. T, hey girl, how are you? Sojourner says you can breathe in a new atmosphere. Lord have mercy. Y'all don't hear me. This is so good. I had an amazing morning. I don't know if y'all can tell it, but I had like a really, 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 really good time this morning. I forgot to turn my notifications off, so I apologize. I believe that's one of my Facebook platforms that's doing that too. When does your next level begin? If you guys are enjoying the broadcast, if you're getting value, please share it out. Share it with someone else that needs to know when they're going to get their next level that they keep talking about. The first thing I said was when you make a decision, because some of you are playing around with your next level. And time is just passing you by. Right? And every year, it's really looking the same. Over and over and over again. When you make a decision, your next level begins when you stop playing small. This is number 5. Your next level begins when you stop playing small. All of us have done it, right? You already know that there's something major on the inside of you. It's bigger than the 5 people you spend the most time with. For some of you, it's bigger than your church home. Lord, I probably said a whole lot right there. For some of you, it's bigger than your church home. That's no shade. I'm not saying don't go to church. I'm saying sometimes you need to be in a new space where information is being provided on a different level, right? Listen, let me say this. When I think about the Bible is not just spiritual, guys. You missed 4 of them. I'm going to leave the replay up. I may just run over the 4 again. Well, all 7 of them, just the topics, not the details. But there's a space where, okay, so I was saying that the Bible is not just spiritual, right? There are some very practical principles in the Bible that oftentimes we don't apply, right? Oftentimes we don't apply those principles. And so when I look at the Bible, to me, it's like this book on relationships to me, where God is talking about the relationship you have with Him, the relationship you have with yourself, and the relationship you have with others. So from a perspective of an entrepreneur, you got to know that whatever it is that you have to offer to the marketplace, it's going to be through people, right? And so if what you have to offer is amazing, then amazing people are going to want what you have. You guys get that? And you're not going to be able to pray in the spirit to get them to come to you. You pray in the spirit to edify yourself, right? We got to read the word and apply it the way it's saying it, right? To edify ourselves, right? But there is some practical stuff in there too. Okay? Right? Y'all get that? There's some practical parts in there too. When your next level begins is when you stop playing small. A lot of y'all playing real small. Real small. Like, I see some of you who I know are just like amazing. Amazing. But you're playing small. You're playing small. For those of you who are kingdom entrepreneurs, we serve like a really, really big God. He created like the universe. Like, why play small when your Father is a king? So maybe some of you should take the time to look up what kings do. Kings and queens. So your next level begins when you stop playing small. That was number 1, 2, 3, 4. That was number 5. Number 6. So maybe I got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was number 5. Number 6. Your next level begins when you can actually see yourself arriving at your destination. Right? You have to be able to imagine yourself in that space that you keep saying that you're going to. You got to see it. You got to be able to visualize it. The program that I created I saw it, right? I didn't have anybody in the course when I designed it. I saw it. I created it, right? I saw the people in it. I saw results in their lives. I saw transformation. I saw all of it first. So we create from two spaces. We create here, or, heart and mind first, and then it manifests. So whatever it is that you're desiring, it has to move from you just saying it. You got to say it and see it as well. You got to say it and see it as well. And many of you can't see yourself in the space that you're dreaming about or that you say you have goals for. And so until you can see yourself there, it's not going to manifest. Because once you begin to see yourself operating in that space, then you begin to align with it. Then you begin to become that person that's actually going to be able to bring it to pass. Do you guys get that? Y'all tap the screen. Did you guys get that? Tap the screen. Right? So you got to be able to visualize it. See yourself in the new home, in the new car. See yourself on the stage speaking to people. See yourself serving your clients. See the experience they get from it. See everything around you growing and expanding and evolving. You got to see that, right? You not only say it, but you also have to see it. So your next level begins when you can actually see yourself arriving at your destination. That's when you're going to start becoming it. Next level starts then. When you see it, next level's here, right? And last but not least, number 7, when does your next level begin? When you find your tribe. Your next level begins when you find your tribe. I'm going to run down. Someone said they missed 1 through 4. So number 1 was when you make a decision. That's when your next level begins. You got to make a decision. It can't be a plan B. You got to decide this is the lifestyle and the business that I am creating. That way, when adversity comes, you just walk over the adversity to get to the decision that you made. I didn't say it would always be simple, but it's a lot simpler if you've made a decision that doesn't stop at your last trial or your last struggle. Because when you haven't made a decision, if something happens because you haven't decided on what you're actually going to do, you haven't really made a decision, right? When you have not made a decision, when adversity comes, you fall off, you fall back, you dumb down, you get sad for a long, long time, right? You fall into complacency. But when you've made a decision, you start looking for a way to come out of it quicker, sooner, faster. That's what happens when you make a decision about what you want your life and your business to look like. It doesn't mean that things don't happen. It means you handle it differently when you've made a decision. Number 2, I said, your next level begins when you answer the call, that thing that's on the inside of you to go to your next level. It's continuously calling you. That's why you're frustrated. It's calling you to do it bigger. It's calling you to step to the next level. When you answer that thing on the inside of you, when you truly answer that's when your next level begins. When you decide to operate at the highest version of yourself, next level begins. And that decision is always here first, right? It's not in the actions. The actions are always what follows what you've decided. So when you all, I'm going to give you an example. When you guys saw this broadcast, you made a decision before you logged on to it. Now, it might not have been like a super conscious decision, but if you go back and just think about when you logged on this evening, you said, oh, I'm going to check that out. Or let me see what she's talking about. Whatever it is, you made a decision. Wilbur, how are you, dear? You made a decision. And then you aligned with the decision. So everything that's transpiring in your life is based on like a decision that we made. So when you decide to operate at the highest version of yourself, that's when next level begins. When you are intentional about getting in an environment that actually has the capacity to support that big thing that you're carrying. You got to be intentional. You can't say, oh, well, maybe I'll find somebody. No, it becomes a decision that you make. Go back to the decision. I need to be in an environment that can support, that has the capacity to support the vision that I actually have. Most of you are connecting to environments because they're cheap. That just kind of came out. Because you don't have to do much to be in the environment. So cheap is not always money. You don't have to really operate at the highest version of yourself to be in those spaces. Cheap. You guys get that? When you are intentional about getting in a new environment that actually has the capacity to support you. So some of you won't invest to be in different rooms or different environments because it is going to require you to do more. Because you don't want to be the person who doesn't have all of the answers. So sometimes we have a little ego, a little pride that may be keeping us from the next level. We don't want anybody to know that we may be a little unfulfilled in this specific area, in our lives. Guys, listen, I mean, it's not easy for anybody to be in a space where they're no longer the smartest person in the room. But I think the smartest person goes to the room where they can enlarge and increase and grow in capacity. Because whatever it is that is transpiring in your life right now is based on what you know. Hey, Tanya, dear, how are you? It's based on what you know. And so if you desire something different from that, it means you need to know something different, right? That you don't have the capacity for at this time, at this moment, right? I shared something the other day. I said one of the things that holds us back is 4 words. And they are, I already know that. That's one of the biggest things that holds us back, those 4 words. I already know that, right? But knowing and doing is 2 different things. It's 2 different things, right? Knowing is like the information that we know, and wisdom is actually doing it and implementing it. And sometimes we need to be in a space that actually pushes us and increases, our momentum and our desire to actually go and get what we know it is that we deserve. Next, I said when you stop playing small. When you stop playing small, that was number 5. Number 6, when you can actually see yourself arriving at your destination. And number 7, when you find your tribe. When you find people who are really thinking on the level that you're thinking on, and it's not weird. Where, your big vision or your big dream is not weird. It's actually inspiration. If it's your tribe, they're inspired by it. They're thinking just as big as you are. So guys, that's my take on tonight. When does your next level begin? I gave you guys 7 ways to be able to manifest or begin that next level that you're desiring. And I'd like to invite you to join me for an opportunity for your next level. My Slay Your Plans and Profit course starts on November the 13th. It's a 4-week opportunity for transformation. You'll gain clarity on your vision. We talk about time management. We talk about triggers and things that may be keeping you stuck and keeping you from getting to your next level. I have several clients who have done exceptionally well in the 4-week time frame alone because of the measure of clarity that they get, and also because of the community. Because not everybody understands that they need clarity on their vision, right? So as long as if you don't know where you're headed, it's easy to get lost. Hey, Will, how are you, babe? If you don't know where you're going, it's easy to get lost. So clarity is one of the main things I help my clients find, and then give them a strategy they're actually going to be able to walk out for their life and their business. They're kind of set up for 2019 instead of, getting this dull feeling around this time of the year where you're like, man, I'm really not where I want to be again. Like year after year. Slay Your Plans and Profit course. The course is $497 for the 4 weeks. There are payment arrangements. One as low as $97 will save your seat with recurring payments. Join me, guys. If you're really, really ready to make the decisions that are necessary for your next level, you can go to renewfullcircle.com/slaymyplans. renewfullcircle.com/slaymyplans. I have several testimonials on the page from clients who, just are really doing amazing things. I think that course was definitely divinely given to me as I was stuck, in my own life, and I needed to create systems to get unstuck and to get some of those things off of my list that kept being on my list from year to year to year. You guys know, some of you have things that have been on your list for quite some time. And I just believe that the course is impactful and powerful for an entrepreneur who is trying to merge. You're welcome, dear. their business and their life and all of their responsibilities, and they're really wanting to, get to their next level, get it done. And not just in, my clients see transformation. They see massive growth. One in particular in 3 weeks had increased her profits by 30% from this very course that we took, because of the clarity, right? When you get clear, guys, it shifts everything. RenewFullCircle.com/slay my plans. RenewFullCircle.com/slay my plans. When does your next level begin? When does your next level begin? I hope you guys have enjoyed the broadcast. One thing, every first Monday in the month, Mondays and Wednesdays are my normal scheduled broadcast at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But every first Monday in the month, I will not be available to broadcast live to you guys. So every first Monday in the month for the rest of the year, I will not be available at 11:30. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a super, super amazing evening. If you have not followed my business page, make sure to like the page so that you know when I do a broadcast, because periodically I will pop up, kind of like this, and come and share some things that I think will help you to, really transition to your next level and create the life and business that you love. For those of you who are looking for opportunities to work with me in other measures, I do one-to-one consulting, not a lot of it because I don't have a whole lot of time, but every now and then you can find a space on my calendar to work with me privately. I do group coaching, and I have like 4 signature programs that I do, and I only enroll them a couple times out of the year. So anyway, that's my take. Any questions before I log off? Hey, Aisha, how are you, dear? You guys have an amazing evening. Love you guys.